Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Career Talks by the Council Co. A place where we try to make sure that your dreams reach fruition and turn into a beautiful reality for you. Today we have with us somebody who will make us aware and delve into the world of tech, because that is one of the most upcoming fields and seems like a challenge to most of us. So I'd love to welcome Mr. Bhavin Chandarana.
Thank you.
Bhavin, it's great to have you here. And before we begin, I would like the audience to know something about you.
Well, I'm into this technical field since over 3 decades now. So I started as a hobby programmer while in school, and when Windows didn't exist, and since then, so I've been connected to this field. So I'm like, I'm like I explore the technology right from its evolution, and So I've been while I was in college, I launched my company, India Links, and I've been into web hosting and email services since then, since '97. So yeah, I'm like.
Okay, great. So Bhavin, tell me, you're with your 30 years of experience and the technical field has been continuously evolving.
Yeah.
Right? So what are the major shifts that are going to be sort of, affecting or shaping the future in the next decade or so, especially with the rise of AI and informatics and...
So, technology is changing in a big way. In fact, in the last 30 years, 30 years ago, using computer was a privilege. There's very few people had computer, and even the use of computer or technology was for just basic computing and nothing else. But yeah, slowly, it has evolved, and it has changed the way we live, the way we work. Today, if you see, dependency on technology has increased. Completely. You can't live without technology. So if you see it's not just businesses, but you name the field. It's all depend. It all depends on. Everything is now technology driven. You name healthcare, transportation, communication. So yeah, there is major shift, and you can't live without it. So I would say in shorter word that we lived in a free world back then. Now I think we're in connected world.
Yes, I think that's quite well put. And yes, the technology is all pervasive. So it's not that I can limit or be unaware of that particular aspect of living right now. That comes on to the next question, Bhavin, that with the rise of technology, AI, there are so many new careers emerging.
Yeah.
Right? And people are not aware of most of the careers. So which are the few careers that you feel will be of importance in the near future, or something that youngsters especially they are into technology but to take it as a career? So what are the few, either fields or job opportunities that are going to be really opening up to them?
So, if you see, the dependence on technology is now, it's every technology, every business, every field has to depend on technology. So, I feel that the areas like, in automation, in the system administration, into the security, those are like, you need to, those areas will open up in a big way. Yeah.
Okay, so now let me understand from you, because this is something that I face with a lot of my students. The understanding of rising technology is limited either to AI or to robotics or to something like data science, data analytics. But I would really like to understand today, what is the difference between data science and data analytics? Because I think they are quite different from each other, though their use might be all pervasive.
Yeah, so data science is basically, data analytics, I would say it's part of data science. So data analytics, let's talk about it first. It's like analyzing your previous data and, you come out with the results at what's happening and how you performed.
Right.
Whereas data science is predicting the future, like based on the trends, how it's gonna go and what changes you would like to make sure that you're in the right path and you achieve your goals and whatever.
Right.
Whatever field you are.
So I think data science is more like the science of actually understanding, analyzing, interpreting, and creating from
Yeah,
databases.
yeah. So it's basically, you predict the future,
Right.
like how your organization is performing.
Right.
Data analytics is mainly, creating of reports and, statistics, generate statistics on what you have done so far.
Right. So which can be applied to probably creating the future solutions. It's, as you said, right,
Yeah,
be a
so in
part of
data
it.
science, so based on the reports and the future statistics, what's gonna happen? You can make the changes based on your goals.
Right. Right.
Okay, so they more or less they are on the. It's the same thing, but only difference is that you predict the future.
Right. And there's another most important and I think quite an interesting field which is called as ethical hacking.
Yeah.
So, what is ethical hacking? Because a lot of people feel that it's a great career to have. So, what is ethical hacking?
Well, ethical hacking is nothing but testing of your systems for your security and how it's basically you scan your systems through all the security patches and uh, how it's vulnerable to hacking. Uh, so it's you actually try to hack your system, but officially.
Okay. So, it's meant only for your systems, technically.
So mainly you try test your systems at what if there's a hacking attempt which happens. So if there are you need to apply software patches or you need to increase your make changes to your firewall, make changes to your user access policies, your network policies. So you can make out that where you are vulnerable.
Right. So, ethical hacking is to detect vulnerability into systems and
Mainly, yeah.
make them more secure,
Make
right?
them more secure and be prepared for future hacking attempts.
Okay.
So you need to be you need to be hacker to test your own systems.
Right, right. But test a hacker who does not do it to other people's systems,
That's
technically.
true.
Yeah. So now the fourth facet, which I think everybody is interested in, is cyber security. It is fast emerging as a career
Yeah,
that has a wide amount of scope rather than that as a necessity because there are so many hacking, maybe international, political, lot of reasons for hacking, right? So, what does cyber security involve and
okay.
how is it evolving today?
Okay, so cyber security is mainly it relates to your policies regarding your how your systems are designed, how you take care of how you implement security policies, how you take care of prevention, you take care of in case of any breaches and how you revive your system back and make it online. So it's all related to policies and how you implement it.
Okay, okay.
So it's not I wouldn't say it's a cybersecurity is like technical. So it's more or less ethical hacking is part of
Cyber
cybersecurity
security.
policies.
Right, right. So, you being a technical guy, I'm sure you're aware that the kind of evolution in technology is far outpaced
Yeah,
by it outpaces completely the law and the legal structure
correct.
that's available in countries. And now, as you said, you are not a free entity, you are a linked
Connected.
entity.
Yes.
So, keeping that in mind, how important it is to understand the laws, the rules, the regulations, and the necessity to update them to prevent you spending hours on your cybersecurity and your ethical hacking.
So, well, yeah, if you see, especially the AI which is implemented today, it's open-ended. I mean, the codes are available online. I mean, in technical term, it's called open source technology. So
Okay.
anyone has access to AI code, and you can implement it. Now, as far as security concerned, it's a big challenge, especially in age of AI. You must have heard about just about 2 weeks ago there was a trend on converting your images
Yes, into
into
the defeat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now what happens is that when you upload your photos, the AI is able to it's gonna take your prints and facial recognition, everything, all the data is gonna store. Okay, it can be really misused.
Okay.
Like today, you go to the airport and there's you just scan your face and
Right.
you just walk in.
Right.
But today, your facial data is available with AI. Okay,
Right.
you open your phone with
Thumbprint.
thumbprint. Okay, that's also everything is gonna be available. It's available to AI, so it can be really misused. So. There is, I mean, you need to follow a fair policy, like so. Always, AI is one step ahead of all rules and regulations.
Right.
So, if you look at, I mean, the European Union came out with GDPR. Indian government is coming out with Data Protection Act, which technically you should follow.
Right.
And it's mainly how you collect your data. There has to be informed consent. Without consent you should not take it.
Right.
How you are processing data, there has to be transparency. There has to be like when user wants to delete the data, so the company needs to remove it from the system.
Right.
Okay, all these rules and regulations needs to be followed. If these are not there, then I think so AI is gonna create. But yeah, but the
Okay.
challenge is that if you are following, yeah, good. But if you don't follow, I mean,
Okay, so that brings me to the next question, probably not related to your field, is that India is quite in a nascent stage where even the rules and regulations are concerned, or for that matter, where even usage of AI is completely all pervasive. I use the word completely because it's there, we all see it, and it is developing. Uh, as a person who is living in this world, what are a few things that one should take care of where AI is concerned or where your own security is concerned? Because we are hearing day in and day out that once a particular kind of fraud, online fraud is caught,
Yeah.
there's similarly next day something new comes up, right?
Yeah.
And as you said that even my fingerprint or even the facial scan for DG Yatra is all available for people to use as they want. So I know you cannot escape technology,
Yeah.
but how can one safeguard themselves, either to some extent, to ensure that there's not too much of misuse?
So you need to make sure that usage of social media needs to be restricted.
Okay.
Stop uploading your photos. Stop uploading your location data. Stop uploading. I mean, announcing to the world that okay, where you are right now.
Right.
Then, as far as possible, I mean, avoid. I mean, putting everything online.
Right.
That's one thing. Be aware of, especially your because in case of your phone stops working, so make sure that your SIM is working. Because there are a lot of frauds related to SIM swap frauds, which you
Right.
call. So once someone gets access to your SIM, then you're gone.
Okay.
So another thing is that make sure you don't give your Aadhaar card number to anyone. I mean, even if you're giving your Aadhaar card, make sure it's masked. Only last four
Right.
digits are available.
Right.
So disclosing your identity and location or data which can personally identify you, that needs to be avoided.
Okay. Okay.
So
So I'm sure there might be a lot of things. Is there any handbook or anything like that which is available to people? I'm sure we will not read it completely, but even
No,
then,
nowadays,
so probably, just be aware, oh, I'm not supposed to do this times.
I think we should just look at how we lived in 90s.
Right.
So
Not your 90s, our 90s.
so yeah, I mean, I always, I mean, when I got into technology, I used to tell people, preach that okay, you should adopt technology, like get into it. But
Right.
today, I mean, technology has advanced so much that I think it has become dangerous.
Okay.
Okay, so there are equal advantages, and
Okay, we leave that for you all to interpret. Coming back to something like tech as a career. Now, when you say that technology is continuously evolving, be it computer science, be it engineering, whatever, and all tech is always integrated with everything else. It can be quite mentally and physically exhausting
yeah.
to be in the field of technology because you always have to be on top of things. You always need to make sure that your website or whatever you've hosted is completely safe and cannot be hacked. So it seems to me to be a very mentally exhausting kind of a job. At the same time, it is quite a desk job in the
Yeah.
sense that you have to be on it. You need to be on your laptop,
Correct.
and it can lead to a lot of physical illnesses also.
True.
So, it is very fascinating. I'm sure that when we all work, we don't realize that how long we've been working. But with somebody who's been in the field and, for the past 30 years, have you observed any kind of these kind of concerns, either mental or physical fatigue? And what is your piece of advice to our people or the people viewing this, that what they need to be aware of when they jump into this field?
Well, it is quite. You need to give a lot of time. It's quite challenging, quite exhausting, but at the same time, it's quite addicting, addictive. I mean, so once you, like, say, you get into programming, it's quite challenging that you want to achieve certain output, and
Right.
you will never realize that how much time you are putting in. I mean, it could be like continuously. You may be on computer for 5 days, 6 days.
Oh,
It's quite addictive. I mean, you won't realize the time.
right.
So it's really important that you take some time off the computer. You know when to give the break. I mean, there are many mistakes I have also done. I mean, I used to work for months and months together. I mean,
Right.
with just 2 or 3 hours break every day. That's it. So it can lead to your eye issues. I mean, it's called computer eye syndrome,
Right.
and it's yeah. I mean, you need to really do the balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a favorite question that I ask everybody who's been successful in their field. That obviously the knowledge of your field, continuous upgradation, all those are skill sets. But if you say that, okay, if you are dreaming of a career in technology, what is that skill set other than academics and knowledge that a person should have to succeed at this?
Well, you don't need any basics or any background. You just need passion and how to learn yourself. There are no textbooks in technology because it's evolving every day. So today, what you see, what books you see, is of technology which is already developed.
Okay.
Okay, what's gonna come tomorrow? There are no books on that.
Right.
Okay, so you write your own books.
Okay.
Okay, so you can imagine how challenging it is because you want to achieve some certain goals. I mean, you want to develop some few stuff. There are no books. Okay, and you decide how you want to do it. I mean, you can't really follow someone.
Right.
So yeah, it is quite challenging, but at the same time, I'm like,
Right. So now, Bhavin, another question. Technology is no longer limited to a person who's going to be going for computer engineering
Yeah.
or we use it every day. So including from a 5-year-old to a 75-year-old who's really struggling to get on with it. I feel that's one of my takes. I would like to know your idea that should technology and education with regards to safety, security, and certain basic usage be incorporated into school curriculums? For the simple reason is that it's something you can't do without.
yeah.
So, what are your views on this? How can schools incorporate technology, and what changes would you suggest so that students are more prepared for the world of tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it should be incorporated in education, and it's more on practical knowledge rather than textbook knowledge,
Right.
which is required in tech. So
Right.
today, I mean, if you see, especially like if you take a programming field, what other institutes teaches you is how to use ready-made tools.
Right.
Okay, and you use drag and drop to code.
Right.
But I think that's not the right way. Right way is to go to the basics. Open the text editor and write your coding or do the basics. I mean, that's
Right.
gonna make your concepts and clear, and you'll be able to develop any technology.
Right.
So I think school should go back to basics.
Okay, so you have a clear understanding, and next time you want to create something, you know how it is done.
Yeah,
You
because
might use tools to do it,
yeah.
but you should know what you want as an output.
Yeah, so now say, for example, if you use any of the AI to generate a programming code, okay, so that will give you code which will save you say few hours, but you're gonna spend more time in decoding and debugging it, okay, than
Okay.
what's written. Instead, you write your own code from the base, okay, it's gonna take the same time, but your output is gonna be like really effective.
Right. Right. So, from what I understand, is that using technology right from the scratch, and also would you say that using how to use technology the right way? Because I think that is a huge gap again.
Yes.
That it's not a replacement of your effort, it is supposed to be like something that increases your productivity if you
Correct.
know how to use it rightly.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah, so that is probably what you would say, that how people can introduce. I would say that career decisions are usually made in grade 10th, 11th, 12th. People say, oh, my child is interested in STEM and my child would like to, because everybody wants to do data science and even I'm going to probably do it. So I do understand where the knowledge is important, but as a field, if you're going to be pursuing it, I think you have rightly brought out that one needs to understand that it's extremely demanding. It's something that you need to love to do. I mean, sitting for 5 months on a laptop is not me, right? So something that you love to do. At the same time, you need to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Bhavin, I would like to know that you have a young daughter, right? And you probably introduced her because there's somebody in the house who knows what the field is about. When should parents introduce their child to something like basic technology or coding or something like that? That's one. And secondly is in grade 8, 9th and 10th. how would I explore whether tech is a field that I'm meant for?
Well, I haven't introduced programming to her yet.
Okay.
Though I am from, though I I am a programmer, and but I feel that it's eighth grade or 10th grade is too early to introduce programming or tech to
Okay.
kids, because once you get into it, you will not see anything else. It's very addictive.
Okay.
Okay, and as I earlier said, that technology is changing so fast. So even if you introduce something today, so you need to be sure on your logics. I mean, you need to develop your logical brain. So once you know logics, you can just do whatever you want.
Right. So would you say that when I say developing my logic, it would be like maybe understanding processes, having an analytical and a critical view of how to design probably a process?
No, I
Or-
think that you can. It's just basic logic. I mean, you can say when maths. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
1 + 1 is 2. I mean, you just need to be clear on that. Programming is all related to your. It's all mathematics.
Okay.
Okay, it's nothing else.
Okay. I never knew programming was only mathematics. So that's
It's all
for me.
calculation. I mean, how. I mean, what do you want? What is your input? What is your output? How you process it? So it's all calculations. You just instruct computer how to process that data. It's all about that.
Oh, great. Okay, great. So, Bhavin, I think we have covered a broad aspect of what technology as a field is, and what I understand from you is that it's ever evolving. So, there's no right time and wrong time to enter into technology. But yes, once you feel that that's your career, you have to understand that it's a lifelong learning, or I would even say a
Yes.
minute by minute learning.
True.
With the speed that we are evolving in. And it's something that you have to understand that can be mentally and physically exhausting.
Yes.
So you really need to have your work-life balance and that intellect to know when to cut
True.
or down and when to get back on it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Bhavin, for those amazing insights. It's been amazing, and we hope this session has been really helpful to all of y'all. If y'all have any comments or if y'all have any suggestions, please do write to us, and we are always here to answer your queries too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavin.
Thanks.